So yeah, we're going to be doing another contract, kind of a personal contract for the Slayer's Take, kind of an in-house bit of bookkeeping. Murtin's told you. Now I kind of want to know who shows up for this. You've been promised 150 gold plus a little extra from Smelly Joe for all healthy skeletons brought back. 4 to 5 healthy lizard folk skeletons. So who would be the first to sort of arrive? I'm going to say it's going to be Rogar because he's up in the top corner and I want to check his mic. So Rogar, let us know sort of how you look. What's your kind of countenance going into this?
Rogar looks very healthy despite almost dying in the last contract. Looks very, very happy with himself as he now seems to have this magical ability to shoot 2 arrows in 1 turn instead of 1. It's amazing. Will actually be effective in combat. He's a little groggy because he lives on the East Coast, but other than that, he's just the normal dark shadow. I don't want to have to deal with any of you, so don't talk to me. Kind of guy he usually is.
Awesome. The lovely, friendly guy we've all come to know and love. And, you know what? Lucian, if you want in the contract, you can be in the contract. I'll just add like a dozen more lizard men. It's fine. Just seeing you there, like your little name, it's making me sad. Do you want in?
Join us.
Yeah, you're going to be watching anyway? Sure. Drag your token on him. I think I know a good way of balancing that out. Cool.
With the sound of an entire kitchen cabinet being emptied, Lucian approaches.
Aroth, you're sort of next one for the door after Rogar, who keeps like drawing 2 arrows at once and stringing them and smiling. What does Aroth look like?
Aroth is a shadowy half-elf, quite a shady character to start with. And as soon as he heard lizard folk, he was on it like a stink.
Yeah, this one's a little more personal for you than the others, isn't it?
Yes. Lizard folk seem to be the reason why my family and my clan were killed. So I want answers.
Cool. Alright, so yeah, there's a very driven, determined looking another guy in sort of what's the term here? In a sort of with a bow and with everything ready. Sorry, reprepping. There's another guy sort of there with bow, leather armor in hand on himself, but with a more sort of focused, more personal look to the mission ahead. And who's the sort of next one inside?
I guess I'll go. I'm Who. I don't know who I am. Yeah, Who. I don't know who I am. So I just kind of woke up in these trees, and then trying to find out who I am.
So a somewhat confused looking, slightly dirty looking individual.
Yep, pretty much.
Cool. So yeah, you're just sort of disheveled. Have you been with the Take for long, or is this your first contract?
This is my first contract, so I'm ready to earn my keep.
Yeah. What brought Who to the Take? You know, after waking up, was it or some sort of little bit of memory left telling him this is where he was supposed to be, or?
There was just he realized after a year of staying in this secluded area of the trees, he needed to learn who himself was by experiencing life. So he fought out to find who he was.
He needed to learn how to experience life, and in order to do that, he has to kill as much natural life as possible.
Naturally.
Makes sense. Right, cool. So yeah, we see Who sort of wander in, confused. Followed by 2 dwarves who know each other quite well, so I imagine are kind of chattering and moving together.
Yeah, so I've been working on it for the past 13 days. I'm going into like extreme detail. It's like we walk in, I'm talking. Sudri has been sequestered in various forges working on his masterpiece, as he likes to call it, to the fact of where he still has like soot in his beard. There's like a black smear across his forehead, and he's got like kind of like bags underneath his eyes, but he seems ready to go despite his still soot-covered chainmail and his
he's just coming in going,
shield.
I can't believe how expensive Vasselheim is. I mean, for fuck's sake, 50% material cost. I remember back when it was only 10%. Back in Vasselheim, 3.5.
Keep trying to talk to the overlords to try to get them to change it, and no. But I got this one guy. He is rooting for me. He's really good at soapboxing too, so I think I might have a chance.
It's just a shame whenever I go into the actual details of it, I see his eyes gloss over. You can just tell he wants you to shut the fuck up. Meanwhile, Rothbert's eyes have glossed over.
He also not very interested in the ways of the Forge. He left all that behind very early on.
Yeah.
I guess Rothbert's...
Sorry, what are you making?
Oh, yeah, I'm making plate armor.
Oh,
but I'm gonna rune it up and make it a little bit more nicer. I'm thinking about starting a business for the Take.
So it sounds like a good idea. Vasselheim's
Yeah, I think it could be. Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, walking in behind the dwarf talking about plate armor is the walking representation of plate armor. Lucian Ectum, the AC. But yeah, and Rothbert, you're there as well. A slightly less forge-suited dwarf, more of kind of a natural look to you.
Yeah, just stretching, flexing, and nursing some bite marks from the werebear the other day.
Yes, oof, werebear.
Thank James for that.
You fought a werebear. That's crazy.
Or did Finch start teething?
He's taken a bite at me once already.
So yeah, a slightly more, maybe less Gimli dwarf, more the cast of Vikings in Rothberg. And then Lucian,
Gotcha.
Tall, pale tiefling. What's Lucian's plate armor actually like? Is it like a traditional knight's plate armor? Is it a little more done up?
It'll be kind of traditional knight's plate armor, but it'll be a slightly darkened pattern.
Yeah.
To reflect his deity. You right there?
And Sundry dies.
Sorry.
Just all that soot in his lungs.
Yeah, just think, kind of. Let's go with Ebony Mail from Elder Scrolls.
Alright, so traditional sort of knight's plate, but with a very dark finish to it. And maybe some raven iconography there. Right, so everyone moves in, and Murtin's sitting there with Urzin. Goes, alright, everyone, come forwards, I'll get the accent, blah, blah, blah. Hello, yes, everyone come in, quickly. We've got a lot to get done today, and not enough time to do it. So, this work is slightly different from our normal cadence. That's right, little Rogar, you go find your corner. As, unfortunately, this Take has gathered themselves a few enemies recently, and one of them, we're not sure which, has put out a contract with us. There is a group of lizard folk that live within the hinterlands around here, mostly keeping towards the sunken ruins, but they have other sections and outposts around. Lizard folk are a neutral people and are easily bought. This lot has been hired to basically, the whole clan has been hired to kill Take members where possible, and until they're dealt with, we can expect a great deal of problems with lizard folk attacks and the like. As such, decided to try and deal with this and be proactive. We are going to head out, find the lizard. There's a lizard folk outpost we know of. We're going to head out, attack it, and Rokar, for God's sake, just give the cat some chicken or something. Why just following you around? Just got to go out, find the Lizardpost outpost, and deal with this problem. 150 gold for every man who comes along. I understand Smelly Joe has offered his own rewards for Lizardfolk skeletons. And make no mistake, this is to help your fellow Take members. Any questions?
Where are we going?
An outpost about half a day's journey from Vasselheim. They probably...
Oh, Christ, I'm getting tired of walking 2 days to every bloody contact.
No, this is nearby. It's where they've been... They basically keep an eye out on the area, send out patrols, and work on their contracts. Like I say, they tend to be hired out as a mercenary company.
Yeah, so what you're saying is they might be properly outfitted with gear.
I do not know on that account. They are lizard folk. They tend to use their own equipment that they've found and foraged for themselves. But they should have good numbers, which is why I've brought a few of you here today. I'm not expecting a lot of subtlety on this contract. This is going to be a straight-up fight. And
this Rothbert just leans over and just gently taps on Lucian's plate.
Ding, ding. That is
Yes.
Yes, I expect Lucian to be of great use. I'm not sure if clubs and fangs will be much good against walking armor. But yes, we have pies, of course. One of each of the normal ones, a healing, a greater healing, a hearty, and a ward pie. I'm going to start calling them ward pies because people are getting quite confused with death pie. I had one initiate crying recently. It took a bit of explaining. They left the take. It was very awkward.
It's just a big rebrand, new marketing.
New marketing. Urzin's also considering adopting a different name to go with marketing. He's thinking of Herman, I don't know, something like that. So yes, one of each of the normal ones. Who is after some delicious, savory protection?
Who will take it?
Who are you wanting? Which pie are you after?
Just the normal, just the hit points one.
All right. He brings out a healing pie and offers it to who?
Thank you.
So yeah, you can find that in the magical pie section. It basically does a bit of healing.
Sudre looks around and walks up and takes out what is a half-rotten pie. It's like, I'll trade you this hearty pie for that hearty pie.
Very amusing. Put that in the bin. It fucking stinks. You can have a hearty pie. There you go. So,
Or give it to Herclock.
yes, you could give it to Herclock. He is where we dispose of most of our extra, well, just refuge in general.
I'll take a healing.
Alright, you'll take the healing pie. You've taken the hearty. That leaves our warding pie. Oh, and I also have our... Wait, I think there's a mistake there. It wasn't a healing pie, there was only greater healing left. Or were you taking the warding pie?
I'll take the greater.
Alright, there's the greater healing pie. So we have a warding pie. I also do have, although I expect it to be used with respect and care, a portion of the righteous butter.
Oh, I do like me the righteous butter.
It is a holy relic. I heard you had an extra pie. I will be taking that, thank you. Yes, good, good. Alright, so Lucian, you're taking the righteous butter. Who's taking the warding pie?
Probably best to give it to the initiate, I'd have thought.
Good idea.
The initiate already took a healing pie. There's nothing to say you can't double up on them. I just want it to be spread out fairly.
Oh, I don't know about Lucian, but I'm not too bothered about awarding pie.
The people with more hit points than God are fine.
Yeah, I definitely think who should take the warding.
Okay,
So who you've got a healing pie and a warding pie, so well set up for the
Sounds
day
good.
ahead. Cool. So everyone has their necessary pies and sundries to make the day go by well.
Yeah, then I'm gonna cast a spell because I took that feat and give everybody one good berry.
Oh, what's
So
this?
Everybody gets one what?
Good berry.
One good berry. So it's just like a instant one pop. So
it basically gives you 1 hit point. So if somebody goes down, you now have an ability to get them back up with 1 hit point.
Yeah.
Just
So
put the berry in
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You
And
do have to
else-
mush it up and apply it either mouth to mouth or anally. So it does have that going because they can't obviously swallow while unconscious. But
Anally.
Hey, bird.
Anally.
Put a suppository.
it's medicine. It's nothing
I'm
sordid
not
about it.
touching another man's ass.
You won't last long in the Slayer's Take, I'm afraid. That kind of attitude. Right. Right. Moving on swiftly. Is that a
You're currently rolling with
advantage for everything? I did notice
Yep,
that.
I
Yeah.
fixed it.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. Is everyone ready to go, my friends?
Hey.
Yep.
All right.
Excellent. And Murtin opens up his desk, pulls out 2 very long combat knives, puts them on his belt, and walks out from behind it. Shall we be going then? Shall we be going then, my
Why are you
friends?
coming with us?
Of course. These lizard folk are targeting the Take directly. That makes this personal. So,
It should be extra fun.
we'll go deal with this
Well, you
together.
didn't help with that druid.
Yes, but that was different. I was in one of my moods that day. You know, by moods.
It's almost like you have multiple personalities or something, and multiple accents.
Yes, especially today, because Matthew didn't watch the Slayer's Take video before starting the recording. Didn't have time. Should have done that. Since he was
Yeah,
going to
Also
be...
another accent that he has when there's his wife around, so...
Yes. He puts it on a bit more then. She likes the sort of suave accent. Alright, so everyone following after Murtin, if I got everyone, just stop moving for a second so I can select you all and copy paste, are going to head off. So, true to Murtin's word, it's about a day's travel you end up doing. Through the woods and the hinterlands around Vasselheim. Kind of going towards the more marshy part. Probably for those who've watched a bit of Critical Role, in the direction of the Sunken Temple, where they had to fight the Beholder, is a good way of thinking of it. Kind of into a slightly more marshy area, but not going all the way there. Murtin definitely seems to know where he's going. He seems to have a good, solid idea. And after a little while's marching, he kind of holds up a hand, brings everyone to a stop and goes, "Alright, we are getting closer to the encampment of the Lizardfolk. A few of us might be able to sneak up and get a good look, but those of you who are not so... Lucian, if you would just stand back a little bit."
Yes, I shall just stand here and attune to this axe.
The one that seems to you've been staring at rather lustfully. Okay. Sundari, you might want to stay back a little as well, just while we get a good look at them.
So how long has it been since we left the Slayer's Take? I'm sorry, I missed that part. I got a lot going on over here.
Maybe about half a day. They've been walking for about 4 or 5 hours.
Okay, and you said we're now approaching the outpost?
Yes. He's just stopping him for a minute just to basically say, the 2 guys in heavy armor, if you could just stay back, we'll slip up and have a look.
Could I tell who's the squishiest in our group? Like, who's the most green?
You've not met Who before. Aroth also doesn't look... He's not wearing a lot of armor, and looks a little untested.
Okay.
You know, Rogar and Rothbert are about as tough as they come. Same with Sundri and Lucian. So it'll be one of those 2. Murtin...
Lucian looks like he might have serious problems if he comes across a magnet.
Or a ladder.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Aid on Aroth, Who, and myself. What that does is it gives you a +5 to your maximum hit points. You're considered to have 5 more hit points than you, and you can heal those back.
Yeah, so who's up to 19? Aroth, you'd be up to 25. And yeah, that's only for 5 hours, so make sure you mark what your hit points started off as. But you'll be able to actually heal up to that number again. So Aid's a pretty useful spell.
Easy, so
you guys make your way up, and looking ahead, those of you who kind of slipped a little further ahead, Lucian and Sundre, you can look out of character, in character. You probably can't see this as well, but I don't mind you having a look at the battle map. You can sort of see there's been this outpost created, kind of on a slight sort of rise. The cliffs are about 15 foot tall, if you can sort of see them up here. And here, if you zoom out a bit, you'll be able to see everything. And in between the cliffs, a palisade wall has been set up. Round the back, you can see a big palisade wall along the side here. So that there's only really one easy direction of approach. In the middle of it, there's this big 20-foot tall watchtower. And a bunch of tents have been set up. You can probably see them scattered around. And milling about, there are a bunch of lizard folk doing general lizard folk things. Sharpening javelins, hissing at each other. There's 2 over here who are looking over a cart of, like, you supposed to be stolen goods. And up on top of the tower, you can see one lizard folk kind of dressed with a large, like, headset. Not headset, but like headdress of tribal nature, and covered in bones. And Murtin brings you all kind of forwards a little bit and crouches down in the trees and goes, right, as you can see, there is one up there, the shaman. We need to capture him or another leader alive. We need to capture them alive so we can find out where the main base is. This is just an outpost. Killing everyone here would not stop the lizard folk from continuing their assaults on us. So we'll need to capture one alive so that we can find out where the main outpost is. Everyone understand that? We are looking to capture the shaman alive.
Aye, okay.
don't
Don't stuff his head in, got it.
And from a mechanics
I'm not making any promises, but I'll do my best.
Well, that's one thing, but if we don't capture at least one of their leaders alive, and he's the only one I can see, the contract is not fulfilled, and payment will not be forthcoming. He is there in kind of like a serious "I'm your dad" look, despite being about knee height to most of you.
I pat him on his head. Don't worry.
And mechanics-wise, what can you deal non-lethal damage with?
Only melee attacks.
Okay, would Divine Smite be considered lethal damage?
Ooh. I don't think the gods are good at differentiating between lethal and non-lethal.
That explains so much.
Yeah. I would say if you not, I will let you know if they if it goes down from
Smite radiant damage.
It's radiant damage, yeah.
Yeah.
The kind of actual wording is like any melee attack can be, what's it called? Any melee attack can be non-lethal. But because Divine Smite is such a powerful ability that racks up so much damage, I would say it's hard to really make that non-lethal. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
I imagine that applies to the axe as well.
Probably. You also get the feeling the axe is not big on the idea of non-lethal damage, and you might have a little trouble allowing it to. It might have a little trouble being okay with that.
Noted.
So
How's
yeah,
it going to feel about being slathered in butter?
Oh god, something in holy butter, that might be a thing.
Oh yeah, and I'll be casting Sacred Weapon on it as well at some point.
That might be alright. It might just be a bit of a weird secret. So yeah, this is what you've kind of got. This is the challenge you have ahead of you. So yeah, today being kind of a short in the day like session, I just wanted to set a kind of interesting fight, which I'm hoping I've managed to do here. So whenever you decide to start attacking, I think will be an initiative roll. Since I let kind of, if anyone wants to sort of attack before initiative is drawn, they can maybe make a stealth roll to see if they can manage that. It'll be against the passive perception.
I tried doing a stealth roll. I rolled a 7, so I'm staying back a little.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and eat my hearty pie.
Nom 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 nom. You devour your hearty pie. It's delicious. Say what you want about these magic pies, but they're well made and do taste pretty damn good.
Can we see from where we are what sort of equipment are they? You said they've got javelins and things like that.
Yes, javelins. They seem to have like shields that are either made from like hardened wood or like scales or shells of animals. Clubs. They're carrying these kind of heavy bone clubs. Very kind of tribal weaponry, although quite nicely made. Looks like it's been made with some care. So not
any
like
bows or anything like that.
Javelins, I think, seem to be the highest sort of form of ranged combat they're utilizing.
Okay, cool. So we're not getting peppered from too far away. These 15-foot cliffs either side. How do they look like they might be scalable?
They would be scalable. They would basically just take an entire movement to go up over. So if you were at the bottom of them, it would take your whole movement to get to the top of one. Unless you had a climbing speed, then that would speed things up a little bit.
No, that's fine. I wouldn't need to make an athletics or anything for it.
No. Okay. Well, no, I'm going to say it would be alright. It would just be a slowing you down kind of thing.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Alright, yeah, just before things get started.
Alright, well, how do we want to do this?
I mean, you've not killed them all yet.
Well, howdy. No, I mean, we've got 3 people that outrange them by quite a distance. But I don't know if we want to split up too much.
I would like to jump into a tree if possible.
Well, yeah. I think the major question is, do we want to attack their position, or do we want them to come to us?
I mean, they still do have range. I would be worried about getting turned into a porcupine. Well, I know you don't have that worry. Some of us have to
leave their defenses.
I would be willing to hold until someone was up and close, so no one turns into a literal porcupine.
Are we going to be able to lure them out, or are they just going to stay where they are? If they've got quite a defensible position, is the kind of reason can we give them to leave that?
Well, I'm not sure how this would play in. I can cast darkness, so.
What's the area on that?
It's a 15-foot radius. So it could be cast on an arrow, and then shot in.
Can you cast darkness on a thing? I thought it was just an area of effect, like on a space you chose.
I'm fairly sure you can cast it on an object.
Maybe, I've not used it a ton.
I'll pull it up.
Darkness, all that I see. So on an object you are holding, or that isn't being worked out. Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, you could cast it on an arrow and fire it in.
You won't be able to see where you're firing it.
No, because you would be immediately in darkness, so that might be a little tricky.
So Murtin's like a rogue type, is he? Or a gather?
Yeah, you're not sure. He's
okay.
He's a businessman, good organizer.
He's heavily muscled, scarred.
He is kind of a scarred, tough-looking fellow. So maybe there's a bit of fighter in there, but he does seem quite sure-footed as well.
Okay. Well, I mean, we could use darkness to give us cover on the approach if we get seen.
That sounds like a good idea.
I mean,
I would be somewhat concerned darkness would just apply them even more cover. If we cannot see them, we cannot shoot them.
I mean, if we had like me, Lucian, and Sudri being our possibly Murtin, depending on what he's doing, as a little ball, and we roll forward in the darkness, because they won't be able to see us to shoot too well, and then we can break, and Lucian can drop it when we get near. I mean, they'll see us coming, admittedly, depending on when we do it, but it means that if they're shooting us,
of darkness, but that's an idea.
So basically, Trojan horse them.
I don't think they're going to take the ball of darkness into their camp.
Well, I think they would be taking shots at us, but they'd just not be very accurate.
We could get as close as we can and then try that, and then see if it just helps us cover the last bit of distance before.
I'm game.
I mean, we'd have to hold on to you, hold on to your coattails, just so we don't, bump into one another or anything.
I can't imagine any way in which this could go wrong.
That's one thought. That's my suggestion. If we're going to stay together, otherwise, I mean, we could try and climb the cliffs and things, but then we'll get all separated.
Would I know, being like my favourite enemy, would I know if they're likely to flee?
You can roll a history check for me. I'll tell you a little bit about Lizardman tactics you've developed over time. With advantage, because of your favourite enemy. So you can roll again.
Should be enough.
16's good, but yeah, 18 even better.
18's better.
Yeah, you know all about it. Lizard folk, yes, are somewhat prone to flee. They're extremely self-serving lizard folk. They have no they're very reptilian and cold. They're very logical. If a fight isn't going their way and fleeing is the smart option, they'll do it because they don't feel any shame in doing it. Same way, they'll be completely merciless if they think they're winning. You know that they will if they think they have the upper hand, they will keep coming until they have won, and they don't mind sacrificing their own to do it. Yeah, they're quite sound tactically minded because of this lack of emotion. They will do whatever is most effective.
Okay, fair enough.
Is that UA favourite enemy, or is that standard favourite enemy?
It's UA, but
I was really hoping you could speak lizard. Never mind.
Lizardmen speak Draconic.
Draconic.
Yeah,
okay. Oh, cool.
I do speak Draconic as well, because that was the way I was going with it.
Fair enough, that might come in handy.
Yeah. If you guys want to position yourselves a little bit on this map, kind of keeping yourself maybe to the bottom part, but
How far do we reckon we can go without being...
probably not beyond this kind of line where it looks like the grass is for some reason not autumn, but is autumn on the other side.
Strange magics.
So
I would hop up a tree.
Sure, you want to climb up? Who's climbing up a tree, sorry? Who?
Aroth.
Aroth? Yeah, you can just give me a quick athletics roll to see if you can make your way up to the top. It's not difficult. Climbing trees is pretty standard fare. Alright, it's not pretty and it's not gainly, but you managed to get up a tree. You're about, I'd say about 20 foot up in the foliage, giving you kind of light cover if anyone shoots at you.
So I've got line of sight as well?
Yes, you've got line of sight.
That's what I'm after.
Are we ready to start advancing?
Yeah, we can just go. I guess I'll wait with Lucian then, if we're planning on dark balling this or something.
Alright, don't roll quite yet, but... Alright, I think everyone... Let's all roll initiative to start with. I'm not saying this means we're starting, but... Oh, I haven't got this set up to Murtin. A, B, C, D.
Amazingly, that's a bad roll, and that's kind of what I wanted.
It's kind of good being a priest and going last. I know that much.
Apparently just that little bit more eager than Sudri and Lucian.
I'm not trying to give it away out of position. Actually, no. Yeah, I do have this.
Murtin's on point.
Damn, Murtin.
Alright, and in descending order. So, yeah, Murtin's first to react. So, what's the kind of plan? Are you going to, like, darkness ball this?
I think if we let the ranged people take a shot, then go in under darkness.
Alright.
Sure.
So, are you planning on, like, holding your action until the first turn of, like, firing has taken place?
As soon as I see sword firing.
Okay, cool. Well, that's good, because Rogar's... So, Murtin's the first up. Murtin, where's Rogar gone? Where the fuck has Rogar gone?
Left-hand side. Put it under the turn
order. He's
order.
underneath my turn order. So... Murtin looks over at Rogar and goes, "The lizardman's armor is stronger than it looks. Make sure to aim for the joints between the connections." And he's going to use his Master of Tactics to give you advantage on your shot. Then he is going to try and stealth forwards.
He's Legolas in this shit. That armor is weak at the neck.
Pretty much what I was going for. So he's going to sprint forwards a little bit to this tree using his fancy rogue dashing abilities. So he's hiding in that tree. Cool. And then Rogar, it's your go. You've got advantage. You want to use it on your attack.
I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark on the first one.
Is that the one by the cart over here?
Yeah, it's the one that's closest to me.
Alright. A little Hunter's Mark, a symbol, appears above his head. He looks up and goes, eh? Cool. Yeah, that definitely hits for 13 damage. Oh, I was incorrect. It actually hit for 19 damage. Alright, so arrow flies for the air. Smacks.
You gotta check to see if Hunter's Mark is every time I hit him, or if it's just once per turn. I think it's Colossus Slayer. It's once per turn.
Until spell ends, you do an extra time target whenever you hit. So yeah, every time you hit him. So yeah, the first arrow like catches him under the joint in like his hard sort of chitness scales. He like hisses in pain. All the others are like go ah, and like the lizard by next to him makes like a startled noise and turns around to like his compatriots and sort of makes like a noise in that direction. As the other one catches his compatriot in the head, and he like spins around and falls over dead, and like slumps into all this into this cart.
You want a stealth for me to move forward?
Well, they've seen you now because you've taken a shot. You've taken a shot in combat.
All right, then I will run forward.
All right, so you just
believe
start sprinting forwards.
So is this still the surprise round?
No one actually like rolled for stealth to make it a surprise round. I actually said if everyone
okay.
Yeah, I did put that out there, but everyone was like, I don't think I'd do that. So now that they know you're here, they're going to react as fast as they ever would. So Lizardfolk Shaman goes up next. So he reacts quickly. Sort of looks around, sees like one of his people go down, looks out at the area ahead of you, hisses angrily, and it's going to cast a spell. Oh, I said that to GM. I think you'd be able to tell the spell's happening. Why is that going to GM? Should be output all. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. So many lizard folks. There we go. So yeah, he's going to cast a spell. Boop. So he raises his hands, kind of seeing the direction you're come from, and a 20-foot radius.
Okay, the radius is camouflaged.
Okay, is it?
It's the second paragraph.
Transferring ground is camouflage to look natural. Any creature that can't see the area at the time of the spell casting. And you can all see the area.
Okay, right.
I think you're okay. I think you can all kind of tell it's happening. So 20-foot radius. 20. So from just before Murtin to that tree.
It's like he knew what I was going to be.
That's just me getting this.
Can we get like a drawing of it?
Yeah, I'm just doing that
Just
now.
like a little... Okay.
That's that wide. Yeah. Do the thing. Come on. Do the thing. There we go. Okay, so just probably not quite right. 20. 20. Needs to be taller. That's about it. Sorry, fiddling around with my little thing. That sounds wrong. No, select the thing I want. Do the thing. I can't select it now. There we go. All right. Could you keep that coming from the center there so I can get the measurement right? There we go. So up to there and down. And a little further down. So down to there. Cool. I thank you for your assistance. And he's going to center that over on Rogar. He's the threat that he spotted. So a bunch of these sharp pointy spines come out of the ground over there, crickling and crackling out. And yeah, it looks like sort of brambles popping out of the ground. They might be quite hard to see if it wasn't for the fact you saw the ground beforehand. And the lizard folk shaman like hisses, pleased with his spell, and then like slumps down, taking cover. So he goes prone effectively. And since he's up 20 feet up in the air, once he does that, you can't see him. Rothberg, you see like these little spikes come out around Murtin and Rogar, blocking off one side, but he hasn't really positioned it very well to block off the actual melee combatants, luckily.
Okay. This isn't going to work because I'm going after Lucian for the whole darkness thing. Okay, I guess I'm just going to use 1, 2... Okay. Okay, I'm going to run up to this tree over here. Double dash rather, just use my action to dash rather. And then just take as much cover as I can and hide behind the tree.
Alright, you run up, hide behind the tree. A couple of lizardmen spot your little chubby dwarf legs as you run along.
Chubby, they will, muscle pal.
Yeah, your mighty glutes as you run up. Sundari.
Alright. I'm going to move up here. And when I get up there, I'm going to do Sacred Flame on... let's go with this guy. Right here.
Cool, he failed. Which guy, sorry?
Right by the wagon. The guy by the wagon.
Alright, so yeah, he fails, so he's going to take your damage.
Sacred Flame.
Oh, yeah. He is
Nice.
He is both sacred and flame.
Then as a bonus action, I'm going to summon a spiritual weapon.
The old wombo combo.
Right here.
Alright, you summon a spiritual weapon up high in the air.
Yeah, and that's going to attack the shaman, though I'm not sure if those are going to hit. If the 19's going to hit him.
Yeah, 19's probably going to hit. There you go. You can have a wee axe. What's
It's a giant, like, forging hammer, by the way.
Okay. I think for right now, it's probably going to... Let's see, hammer. Oh yeah, I can get you a cute little hammer. There we go. There's the hammer. Alright, so you summon that. It donks him on the head. Well, actually, you can't see him because he's gone prone. And he's up, like, at the back of a 20-foot tower. So you can't see him, unfortunately, to make the attack on him. You can see the other two lizard folk because
Okay,
they've
then
not gone prone.
this is the one that I can see. Then
The one in front or the one beside?
the one in the south.
Alright, yeah, it bonks him on the head. He makes like a rah noise as a hammer gives him a good crack. Hisses in discomfort and pain, but doesn't go down. Lucian, I think it's your go.
Okay. I'll move up to here.
Alright.
And I'll cast darkness. And
Darkness. All that I see.
There.
Alright. So is that another 20-foot radius thing? Oh, there we go. Thank you. That's so much simpler.
Yeah. I thought that might work better.
Yes, thank you very much.
Just wait, double check radius.
Might be a little...
15 foot.
15 foot? Yeah, so... Just a big sphere of darkness appears. You hear a couple of lizard men, like, make noises of sort of fear as this strange magic happens. Oh, okay. That's a very paladin-y noise. Gigantic lizard just scuttles over to here. You see it just like doing that quick sort of lizard run and begins to run sort of towards you all. And then Aroth, your hated foes are nearby. Rothbert, you're just in blackness. You see nothing. Like, suddenly you are blind.
He's a dwarf.
Yeah. No, it doesn't work. It's
magical darkness. Doesn't give a shit about your dark vision.
This guy on the left next to the shaman, and I'd like to fire an arrow quite nicely at his nose.
Alright. He has a big snout. I'm going to say he's got some cover from his like heightened position. So yeah, +2 to his AC. But yeah, you miss. The arrow like funks into the tower, and he hisses with.
Getting rather annoyed, I scuttle down from the tree for my movement.
All right, you scuttle down from the tree. Scuttle, scuttle, scuttle. Whose turn is it now? Get used to it. Get used to it.
Okay. Yep. He's gonna move. He's gonna use his action to dash as well, so we can get all the way up to here, I think.
All right. So who sprints ahead? Feet pounding as he goes. Any bonus actions or anything?
Action. Yep. Good old shillelagh.
Good old shillelagh. With advantage. Advantage shillelagh.
Oh,
cool.
Sorry.
So you harden your wood, and then the lizard folk respond. Angry because they only have cloacas. Right. So the lizard folk are gonna, let's move them all first. This one's gonna move past the car and engage who? And the other ones are gonna start moving up so they can take some shots. So he's gonna run into cover. Let's see if I move up here. Zoom out a little so I can measure a bit better. Their javelins only have a 30-foot range, so they might have to run forwards a bit. I say only 30-foot range. They can go up to 120, but they don't like that disadvantage.
Damn, you can throw javelins 120 feet? Jesus.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get good throw, you just can't do it very accurately.
I take back what I said about them not having the range on us.
Gonna move up and hide in the trees. This one here is going to... You can make the trees, but you can't really hide in them, so he's just going to move up in the front. He's going to move over there, which means I'm just going to shift your sacred weapon a little bit. The two over here move up behind these logs, sort of using them as half cover. Or not half, yeah, half cover. A couple more lizard men appear from the tents, but they kind of spend their turn looking around like confused, like, what's that noise? So yeah, boop. They appear from the tents, but don't get to do much else this turn. Oh, and there's there's one more. Yeah, a bunch of lizard folk come out of the tents. A bunch more sort of run up, taking defensive positions. So, one of them is going to make 2 attacks on who? Swings his spiked shield at your face, and then tries to bring his heavy club down on your head. But does pretty abysmally. So, maybe a little startled after his friend's death. That was his clutch mate. And then, let's see, I've got a bunch of guys with javelins who only really have one viable target right now.
Yeah.
Like, I really can't see who else they would logically shoot apart from... Well, one of them's going to throw a javelin at Rogar. But I'm not going to make disadvantage shots just to... they'd be at disadvantage. But then they can't see anyone in the darkness. So again, they just fire at who? Right. So, lizard folk...
They could just take... Yeah.
They could take the dodge action, but they're not going to. Because it just wouldn't be as good an idea. So one of them throwing at Rogar. With, does he have advantage or disadvantage? Yes, but he's going to throw all the same. So one throws at Rogar. 13 would miss anyway, so I won't bother re-rolling. Let's put these on roll 2.
I mean, would NPCs never hold actions or anything like that?
Yes, they would do, but I think it makes more sense for them to attack the target they can see. So there's going to be 1, 2... 2 attacks without disadvantage on who? So these are the 2 without disadvantage. 1, 2. Oh. So one of them clips you for 4 damage, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks with disadvantage. You feeling lucky, who?
Yep.
1, 2,
experience pain.
3, 4. All miss. So javelins all around you, all of them going wide. You do get hit by 1 for 4. The 23.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, just like a bunch of javelins fly without a ton of effect. The lizardmen all hiss angrily, a little disappointed themselves. And as that happens, you hear like from around the side, like behind the palisade wall, heavy footfalls, doom, 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 doom. And appearing kind of round the corner is a huge creature with an armored head and long horns, and it roars and begins to move down closer to everyone. I know it's sort of showing it on the cliff here. He's just going around a little more, but I've only got so much space. But yeah, this big creature none of you've seen before. It's covered in like moss and vines. Begins to come around the corner. Lets out an angry roar. It's got like a harness on it, like it's been used as a beast of burden. And that's like an angry roar as it sees you all. And Murtin goes, "Well, fuck me, I've not seen that before. Rogar, aim for the injured one. Give who a hand." And he's going to give you advantage again. And then he's going to aim for the injured one, unless I kill it first. And he's going to launch a dagger at it. But I think he misses. Throws a dagger, goes wide. It's like, well, fuck. Rogar, your turn. Rogar.
I'm gonna move Hunter's Mark over to the injured one.
Alright. Little Hunter's Mark symbol appears above his head. He goes, "Oh, now." Fuck, not that. Yeah, he's fucking dead, man. He only had 14 hit points. So, yeah.
No, double click, I'm sorry.
You double tap him just to make sure. Yeah. Who was your next target? And we'll say the 15 was for that.
I was going...
Don't shoot the initiate.
They've all taken kind of cover, so they've all got +2 to their AC.
What about this guy up here?
Yeah, he's up high, and he's kind of got some cover from like the tower.
This guy over here.
No, he's actually just emerged, so yeah, he doesn't have cover yet. He's kind of standing there like, what's going on out here? So yeah, that one would hit him. That hits him for 11 damage.
Yeah, that's it, because I moved Hunter's Mark to the dead guy.
Yeah, so arrow strikes him in the side, he like gasps in pain, but doesn't fall down. Do you want to move anywhere?
No, I'm alright.
Alright, Lizardfolk.
I have a very good...
Okay, Lizardfolk Shaman is going to stand up. Look around. Sort of all see him pop his head up. Hisses with kind of annoyance that the Spike Growth spell hasn't really stopped the people he'd like it to. And instead is going to cast a spell, Fog Cloud. So lifts his hands, fog starts like pouring over an area of the map. So I'm just gonna, it's the same radius, so I'm just gonna move the one he already had. If I can find a way of selecting it, there we go. Boop, boop, boop. So he summons it. Tower's 20 foot. I think he can probably. So himself and all of the lizardmen here are heavily obscured. So they just, you can't see them anymore. They're just covered in fog. And it can't really be targeted by ranged attacks. There he goes prone. Roughbert, it's your go. You are blind.
Right, well.
You have no idea where you are.
well, if we have to get to the tree still there.
The tree is still there. You just can't see it. This is very disconcerting because as a dwarf, you never actually have that experience unless you close your eyes of being in darkness.
True. Well, he was heading up that side. I mean, he doesn't know, as you say, that whether the big lizarded thing on the floor is. So I guess he'd just kind of carry on. Expecting to have to probably cross some open ground, he's going to start working himself into a bit of a frenzy or a bit of an angry rage, and use my bonus action for that. And then he's just going to sort of edge round and sort of try and dart out.
Yeah. I mean, you're both kind of running at the same time, so it's probably almost like Lucian overtakes you for a minute, and you're in the darkness, and then you run out of it again as you're kind of running a little ahead. And you see these two lizard men taking cover behind this rock. They had javelins, and they were sort of hucking them over at who, but missed.
Yeah, John, can I... did you get bonus AC in combat for cover, or was it only range?
No, it's just against range. Maybe under some circumstances, but I think it's easy enough to fight over this log. So
that's fine. I just wanted to go and basically jump over the log and go flying at one of them. And I would have done that with... what would he have been carrying, I think? Probably would have his spear out first, because he would have been worried about getting shot at, so he would have been using the spear and the shield, so we'll stick with that to start with. And he'll take a jab with the spear.
Alright, so you run up, you poke at them with your spear. Yeah, that definitely, your slightly used spear hits him. He like yelps in pain, or probably hisses in pain. Takes plus another 2.
With the rage.
Yeah, plus another 2 there.
God damn it! I was doing some testing with the hand axes the other day to sort out my crit range, and I just kept rolling 1s for damage repeatedly. I have no idea why.
Because fuck you. But yeah, the still plenty of damage actually. For a 1 to get up to 6 is still pretty good. Yeah, you jab him with the spear, and he like hisses in pain. But they're hardy fighters. He doesn't go straight down. And I believe that's everything you can do. So Sundari,
it is indeed.
You see this big wall of fog ahead of you.
Okay, so the spiritual weapon, right? How does that work? Because it's not a concentration spell. I mean, I guess I obviously have to see them.
Yeah.
But can spiritual weapon... I mean, I know where that dude was.
Spiritual weapons, actually, if you click the text, it's very specific on what it can and can't attack. You have to be able to see the spiritual weapon to move it, and you have to be able to see what you're attacking to attack it. So actually, at the minute, you can't use your spiritual weapon because you can't see it. It's a very strong spell, but it does have I think some very deliberately put in sort of countermeasures. So if you click if you want to click the spell, you can see.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at it. No, I'm sorry.
If you click it, we can all see it.
Yeah.
I think probably recast at the bottom. There we go. So you create a floating spell weapon for the duration. When you cast it, you can make a melee attack on a creature within 5 foot. I'm sure I've read that before. Within the last duration spell. When you cast a spell, you can make a melee attack. It's a creature within 5 foot of the weapon.
No, close the door.
Mommy's.
Yeah, so do I have to see them? Because it just says you can attack a creature within 5 feet of them.
Oh yeah, that's strange. Whenever I've heard people talking about it, it's always been very much. I think you have to be able to see the creature to hit it effectively. Where's the whole stuff about you moving it? You can move the creature.
It's at the bottom. This is a bonus action.
Yeah. I think you have to be able to see the creature in order to attack it effectively. Just
could you attack at disadvantage? I mean, obviously, it's not going to matter now because I just rolled 2 9s. But
yeah. The problem is I don't want people being able to just send spiritual weapons into rooms and then like attack without having to be there and monitor the weapon, because that's when it kind of starts to get a little janky effectively. I think you have to be able to see the weapon and kind of where it has to attack in order for it to work. Because otherwise it's impossible to control.
Also, the casting time on the spiritual weapon, I think that's a bonus action.
Oh yeah, it's yeah. Why is it saying action?
I don't know. Is it maybe an action to cast for the first time and then a bonus action after? No,
it's a bonus action to cast. It is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's how I.
That's also part of the reason why I'm saying you have to be able to see it, because already the spell is very strong and grants a lot of usage. So I think it makes sense you'd have to at least be able to kind of see where the weapon is in order for it to balance out.
Can I move the weapon without seeing? Like, can I move it 20 feet this way?
Yeah, as long as you're moving it to a space you can see.
15 feet.
Okay. He's down a bit as well, though. The tower is 20 foot tall.
Okay. That is not helpful. You just had to cast Fog Cloud, didn't you?
Yeah.
Had to cast it.
Everyone became rangers, so seemed like a
good
good
idea.
idea.
Our own Ball of Darkness as well, so.
It's going to get so confusing when Lucian runs into a fog cloud.
I dropped darkness! I still can't see.
Yeah.
So we move it. Okay, so now it's 5, 10, and then I can go down 5 feet of elevation. Technically, I can get it 10 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
Which would put it at a 5 foot diagonal.
Yeah, you can make the attack. It's fine.
Guy. Okay, all right. So yeah, I'm gonna move it right here. Gotta get actually on the pointer.
Flies out
right here.
Flies out of the darkness.
Boop. Yeah, flies out of the fog cloud, and then it'll attack, miss, and then I will move up here next to who, and I think I moved the range. Oh, no, I already used my bonus action, so it'd have to be a standard. You can't. Can you cast something that's a bonus action as a standard action?
I don't think so.
I'm sorry. Never mind. It's not a bonus action.
Yeah, it's an action.
I do Sacred Flame on the Triceratops.
All right. The Triceratops does not look particularly dexterous. It didn't keep up with its dancing lessons in university.
That's what I'm banking on.
But you know what?
But apparently
it still remembers them somewhat, so it does a quick flip. Oh, it's faster than I thought it was.
It was into
he's just really far away. That's what it is.
Yeah.
He's at the max range. So.
Oh yeah, that's it. It's not his beautiful pirouette. Give him some credit for that beautiful pirouette. Just double checking something about fog cloud. Spreads around core. Sphere, yeah, cool. Lucian, you are running in complete blackness and have no idea where you are. In fact, I feel like I should just...
Yep. I have no idea where I'm going.
There you go. So you just tell me the direction you'd like to run in.
Well, I was somewhere around here, and I was intending to go in this kind of direction, about 30 feet.
Okay. Roll an intelligence saving throw for me, as you try and keep yourself orientated. Yeah, no trouble. You, yeah, that's absolutely fine. You're a smart dude. You know where you're going. You run forwards. You get 30 feet towards the lizardman as you wanted, which brings you to here. So yeah, this ball of darkness runs up. Suddenly, Who and Sundry are blind.
Oh wait, did you cast darkness on yourself?
Yes.
He is the darkness.
Oh, wicked.
Oh, God.
And I will butter up the axe.
Alright, you bring up the axe.
Saunters.
Right.
In your head, it's like, yes. So much blood.
Oh.
Is that your turn?
Yes.
Alright. The giant lizard is blind now. And in fog. It's so confused. Let's see, well, it's just running in this direction, so it's going to keep running in this direction. It bumps into something. Panics and tries to bite it. Has disadvantage, obviously. Where's my giant lizard go? Did I remove it? No, there it is.
Is that Who, the tree, or the corpse?
It's going to try and bite Who, as it's the one standing up. 14 or 19. Yeah, but it misses because it has disadvantage. So it runs up, goes, bites, but can't find anything to actually bite onto. Aroth, there's fog and darkness in front of you, and you can only see the lizard men. Well, you can see the Triceratops running along. It's not really got any cover, it's so big. And you can see these lizard men over here, but they have cover from that tree and the logs they're standing behind.
Seeing the spiritual weapon, would I be able to attack that one?
You can't see that one because there's a big ball of darkness before you.
Ah, yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
He does have elevation.
He came down from the tree.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I came
Never
down.
mind
Even with it, it would be quite tricky because the sphere goes up as high as the tree does, 20 foot up. Or 15 foot up, so nearly as high.
Yeah.
I will use my action to dash and stand behind Rothbert.
Alright, you dash along. Like, speedy leg, whatever race you are, legs going, and you arrive next to Rothbert.
Half-elf.
Half-elf. And these two lizard men sort of notice you and hiss in your direction. Who? You were blind, but something did just try to bite you, you know that. You can sort of sense something in front of you going...
I'll try and hit it.
Alright.
So,
You attempt to, Shalele.
if my computer will work.
No, you miss. Oh, actually, it's a giant lizard. Its AC is probably bullshit. Let's have a look. No, its AC is a bit better than 11. Just miss. You bonk it on the head, but you hit some hard ridges of bone. Then it is lizard folk go. Unless you have anything else you want to do, sorry.
No, I'll stay in the darkness.
We're all going to stay in the darkness together, man. It's where I live.
The one time I don't need light. I'm a dwarf. I can see in darkness.
Darkness, all that I see. Alright. Oh, there was a lizard man I completely forgot about before. He called the Triceratops last turn. So this one pops out of the cloud. this one. How? I think these ones might just run into the cloud for safety. Yeah. Luckily, they can't fire out of the cloud very well, but
well, they can't see out the cloud.
No, so they can't fire out of it. But they can move out of it and take shots.
Should combine Lucian's darkness with some reckless attacks.
I don't think this one knows that there's a darkness spell, so it moves forward. It's like, haha, I'm going to pop out of the fog and take an attack, and just walks into darkness. It's like, ah! Keeps running forwards until eventually like bumps into Lucian. And he's gonna try and attack Lucian with disadvantage. Let's see how that works out for him. The guys up at the top of the tower can't really do anything while the fog cloud's up. So I'm gonna make 2 free attacks on Rogar with disadvantage. So lizard folks, 1, 2, 3. They all miss Rogar. So Rogar, free javelins come by. Lizard folk hiss, retreat back into the mist. The one that he moved quite far, so I don't think he's going to get to escape to the mist. 20. No, one of them starts running towards the mist, but can't quite make it. Like, ah, fuck. So he's going to have a bad time. Then there's going to be a whole bunch of attacks on Rothbert. Rothbert, 3 of them are going to attack you, and they each get 2 attacks. So all the heavy clubs are on you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
That one will hit.
6.
2 hits.
And then the 2 bites are going to be on Araf. 1,
Right.
2.
Oh god.
As they hit me, I start to smile.
Yeah, they start to smile too as he digs his teeth into you and starts like sort of gnawing on your collarbone, holding you in a lover's embrace.
What was that? From mine, it was a 5 down to 2 and a 7 down to 3 for the club.
Yeah, 7 down to 2, 5 down to 2 as well. Or sorry, 7 down to 3, 5 down to 2.
Yeah.
It's Triceratops time. Oh my god, I don't think he can. I think I didn't realize. Yes, he can do it. He has 50 foot of movement.
Oh, god.
Hey Rogar, get fucked. So, dun. Triceratops begins to charge in your direction. He is going to try and gore you. You hear the announcer start shouting, "Spear, spear! My god!" 18. Only 22 damage. And then I need
down from the tree. Or was he up the tree?
He's not in a tree. He's like.
Is he not? I thought he was
5 foot away from the tree.
People were in trees, at trees, running into trees.
Yeah. And then I need you to make a strength saving throw or be knocked prone from his charge. Yeah, but you pass. Just luckily, because otherwise he was going to probably trample you. Okay, so yeah, this huge massive like uber lizard bull, I think is how you think of it. The uber lizard bull runs up, tries to gore you with its tusks, but does so, but you manage to keep yourself standing. And then Murtin's going to advise, oh fuck, kill that thing, and give Rogar another round of advantage. And then Murtin's going to lob a knife at it. So that's a pretty good roll, but it's 8, and it hits. So he throws his knife, it stabs into the creature. He gets it right in between like the armor plating, dealing another 17 sneak attack damage. So that's a total of 24. So yeah, he lobs out a knife. It catches the big beast in the sort of side of the neck. It roars in pain. He's like, good luck, buddy. And don't know why his accent's changing again. He's gonna just move away a little bit and hide. Rogar, it's your go. You've been speared by a Triceratops, an uber lizard bull. and Murtin's put an arrow in it, or put a knife in its neck. And you have advantage on whatever you want to do next.
So
or actually,
Mark
the next person to attack the Triceratops has advantage, to use help correctly.
Hunter's Mark is going to move to the Triceratops.
Alright, you
And
shift your
I'm
Hunter's Mark
going-
over to the Triceratops.
Gonna swing at it with some short swords.
It's alright. It begins to have an epic duel with you. It bounces. Yeah, no, that hits 10. Plus your Hunter's Mark.
Oh yeah.
Both hit then. Alright, and it was injured, so a D8 as well. Is D8, is that every time you hit it?
Actually, yeah, the Colossus Slayer is only one, so only take the first one.
Alright, so 1, 3, 7, 9, and 10, so 19 damage total. Alright, so it's trying to like parry you with its horns, going haha, bouncing back and forth.
Oh,
but
I
you...
also have another short sword because I have 2 attacks.
Oh yeah, because you have 2 attacks now. So yeah, you get 1 more short sword with your. Now their sun is out, so at the end of this combat, you'll have to roll to see if your Drow's short sword loses its enchantment.
God damn it! I'm always in caves.
I know, this is like one of the only times you've not been in a cage for a long time. But yeah, you actually
So weird.
open up several deep cuts on the Triceratops. Blood begins to flow out of it. Makes noises of pain.
Forget your Hunter's Mark. There you go.
Another 1 damage.
Oh, I mean, like, well, that doesn't seem like that's a lot of low rolls. You still hurt it pretty badly.
Yeah, it's terrible damage, but it's still a lot of damage.
Still a lot of dice in the end.
Alright, so what is it? It's a 1d6 for that, right? See if it
Yes.
breaks.
Quick
Oh,
guide with the
it's at the end of the
darkness.
fight. We can do it at the end of the fight to see if it loses its
Oh, okay.
enchantment.
I can keep using it? Oh.
Yeah, it will take a little while for the enchantment to like burn out of it from the sunlight.
Alright.
Okay. Lizardfolk Shaman. He is going... do I want to keep the fog cloud up or do I want to do something different? Why is everything he can do concentration?
I don't think he can actually see much.
No, he can't right now, so... He can either focus on keeping the fog cloud up and protecting his men, or he can do something else. I think, seeing as how much range he saw, he's going to keep the fog cloud up for now. And he's going to poke his head out of the fog over here, because he's got a little bit of clearance on his side of the tower. Look around, and he's going to spot Rothbert down below, and he's just going to huck some fire at you. But I haven't put the thing in for that, apparently. So, let's just do that real quick. Produce flame. I'm sure I did it for produce flame. Yeah, it's there. Why is it not coming out properly?
Oh.
I know, dog. Let's see. I can just roll it this way. So, yeah, he's gonna fire at you. Gets a +4.
Is it a ranged spell attack?
It's a ranged spell attack. Produce flame.
Okay, cool.
Throws it at Rothbert. Crits Rothbert. And I believe it's 2d8. Now that it's critting. So you take 8 damage as this ball of fire comes out of the mist, hits you. He hisses proudly. He's kind of like half leaned out of the fog. And he leans back into the fog. Rothbert, the slightly crispy. You're surrounded by lizard folk. It's a great day for you.
Alright, with that, I guess I'll drop the shield and grab out the 2 axes instead and go to town.
Alright. The axes come free.
The one who I speared last time?
Yeah, the one in front of you has got like a nasty sort of wound in his side.
Okay. Fucking hell, 1 for damage. Another 7.
Yeah, I mean that hits. He takes 7 damage. He hisses with discomfort and it's mild annoyance.
Alright. Okay, and offhand.
Oh yeah, that one goes right into his neck. Have you got 2 weapon fighting to get like the extra damage?
Yeah. I'm
Nice.
1 barbarian and 3 into fighter now.
Fair enough.
So 2-weapon fighting was what.
Yeah, the axe one axe crashes into his side, the other into his neck. He hisses in pain and falls to the ground, very dead.
Cool. That's me done.
Cool. Right. Oh, where's my initiative order gone? Oh, there we go. Turn order. Sundry. Ow, cat! Don't bite my feet. Sundry.
So
Ow!
did Lucian
Bad cat.
disappear?
Lucian is in the darkness, so I was trying to make it so he couldn't see.
I'm going to be
Yeah, but we're still in the darkness too. Okay.
You're still in the darkness too. You can definitely feel there's a
going-
creature in front of you, like moving around and snapping its jaws.
Sorry, just to interject, would the Triceratops have suffered the spiked ground that was down, or is that gone?
That went
That's
away
gone.
with the fog cloud. It's a
Oh, that went to one.
concentration.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't realize concentration. Sorry. Big pun.
Yep, everything this guy can do is concentration.
Noted.
Alright, so I'm gonna attack him with my Warhammer.
Alright, you swing your warhammer. You've
that
got disadvantage,
wizard.
but who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, you hit him for
Apparently,
4.
water.
Crack. You get a nice meaty thud.
I got nothing else to do, so I'll use one of my War Priest abilities to get a second attack.
Alright.
And I'll swing at him again.
Yeah, not the crit, unfortunately, because of the disadvantage, but you crack him again for another 6 damage. You get another good meaty wallop in there. Definitely hurt him.
And then I say, "Oh, moon back! Get out of the way of fire!" Not knowing there's a freaking Triceratops right there. That's the turn.
Cool. Lucian, bringer of darkness and pain. An AC.
I drop darkness.
Alright, you drop darkness.
As I've come into contact with something now.
Alright. I like that plan. I'll just run until I run into something, and then I'll drop darkness. Boop. You appear. You can get rid of your aura whenever you're ready. Yeah, the thing you've come in contact must be hidden. It's hidden in the mist. So you'll have disadvantage.
Oh, found it!
So you'll have.
Can I
You'll
see
have
the lizard?
yes, you can see the lizard. It's poking out of the mist, like half of its body's out. It's suddenly like able to see and very happy about that.
I would like to make it less happy.
Alright, it's like, yes, I can see! Spear to the bum.
Well, this is going to be an axe.
Alright, so you have your big, dangerous axe up.
Yeah.
Alright.
And I shall take...
How much damage will you be taking in order to give yourself a bonus?
1 damage and 2d6.
Alright, so you're
So-
hurting yourself with it a bit.
Yeah.
Alright, so you roll the damage for yourself and the damage for it are different damage rolls.
Yeah, I've set up something for that.
Nice.
So it's the second one.
Okay.
So I take 6 and I get a bonus of 8.
Oh, I see. So depending on how much you want, you've put in different... Okay, so
Yeah.
your second tier, you take 6, it's going to take a bonus 8. Cool. And now roll to see if you hit. I gave him a weird magic axe that hurts him.
Yeah.
It has razor blades on the handle or something.
Right, I'm not going to roll that because that's a massive wall of text. But it's the same type of... It's the same damage as the flail, so I'll roll that.
Okay. You can... Yeah, you're wielding it in one hand, so it would be... Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, you hit it for 13. The sad part is it's already dead from that damage. So your extra damage doesn't really get to go into it. It wasn't a particularly strong creature. So you're like, yes! Oh. Might have gone... And then, like, the extra magic damage just blows it up. It just explodes.
Okay. With my second attack, I'll take a flail at whatever was in the mist.
Alright, you get disadvantage because you can't see it. But it won't be able to see
Yeah.
you either, so it'll have disadvantage too. Fidget
Okay,
pinner.
that should be coming up.
Yep, you hit it. It strikes it for 9 damage. It hisses in pain.
Okay.
And in your hand, the axe is like, yes! Giant lizard. Giant lizard is dead. Aroth, there are...
Actually, there should be an extra d4 on that, sorry.
Oh, an extra D4?
The righteous butter.
Oh, the righteous butter is on the unholy axe. It's like bubbling on it, like in discomfort. Like it does not like being spread on this weapon at all. In your head, along with the yes, you hear a very sad and sorrowful moo.
Oh no! And I cast Shield of Faith on myself.
As is tradition. Aroth, there are 2 lizard men in front of you. One of them's wounded from something.
The scaly bastard that bit me, I would like to cast Hunter's Mark on.
Alright.
My bonus action, and swing at him wildly with my short swords.
Alright, wild swinging begins. It's like the 70s in a British living room. That one misses, that one hits.
And because it's favourite enemy...
Now, the short sword, do you have the 2-weapon fighting style?
I do.
Cool. Just checking. Right, you hit it. Favored bonus, so yeah, it goes all the way up to 10 damage.
And Hunter's Mark, I forgot.
Yeah, it has 11 hit points, so I think the Hunter's Mark's going to get it there.
What do I roll for that, sorry?
Hunter's Mark is another D6. But he's only got 1 hit point left, so it'll definitely take it down. So you kind of hack into it multiple times, a lot of fury behind the blows, and the thing tries to defend itself with his shield, but you get underneath the shield and start hacking it over and over.
So I just want to, like, fuck it up.
Yeah. There's less, like, style and grace here, more like butcher cleaving and, like, angry stabs to the face. And the creature falls backwards, very dead.
Basically button bashing in Tekken.
Nice. Anything? I think that's you, isn't it? So, who? You can see again. There's a giant lizard. Oh, the giant lizard exploded. And then before you is just a big wall of fog.
Well, I see this. Do I see the Triceratops?
Yeah, you see the Triceratops. It's looking around, like stamping its foot. It's probably not going to stick and keep fighting Rogar. It's probably going to try and find someone else to charge.
Oh. Well, I don't know that, so I'm still going to do the same thing that I was going to do. So I'm moving 10 foot, and then... This is probably a bad idea, but... What the heck?
The wall of archers.
I don't know if I even hit it.
I don't think you'd have disadvantage.
Okay.
Because there's no like range penalty here.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, you do hit it. Make a melee attack, blah blah blah. The attack hits the creature.
Let's see. It was 13 plus 2 plus...
Unfortunate...
It was a 19 on the disadvantage.
Cool. You hit it. Unfortunately, it's a huge creature, so you cannot drag it towards you.
Okay.
It's just too large. The whip goes around its horn and starts dragging, but you can't hurt it. And I'd adjust that if my roll 20 hadn't just frozen in a weird way.
And then I'm gonna finish my movement. I'll move 2 to 1, 2. Back this way.
Cool. So yeah, you Thorn Whip it, it hits it, the thorns kind of cut it a little bit, but its thick hide protects from the worst of it. You give it a hard pull, but it just won't move. It's just too large, too strong. 1 second, I'm just restarting my roll 20 because it was having a bit of trouble. But yeah. And now we go into Lizardfolk Palooza. So with concentrations, do you have to wait until your turn to drop them, or can you just drop them whenever?
I don't think there's a specific rule for that.
I think you can drop them whenever, but I'm not sure. Just wondering if anyone knew better. Come on.
I guess it'd be his reaction to drop it. Because you can drop it when you take damage. So technically it can drop during other people's turn.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think I'm going to drop the fog cloud. Sorry, my roll 20 is just chugging a little bit at the moment. See, con.
All it says is you can end it any time. So.
All right, in that case, yeah, he's just going to drop the fog cloud to allow his people like free range to attack properly. So the fog cloud drops. The mass of lizard men begin advancing. So he's going to go to here. He is going to, can he get there? Yes, he can. He's going to move to there. The two came out of their tents a bit late. One of them can get up and attack Lucian. In fact, they both can get up and attack Lucian just from weird angles. Lucian, you're going to be really happy for all that AC today.
Yeah. I have that feeling.
I live for my AC. It is my child. This one's going to... We can't move up to here. So yeah, basically just this phalanx of lizard folk. And I think that's all my lizard folk who can move at the moment. So, first of all, there are going to be 2 javelin shots from on high. Where are my lizard? Oh, damn it, because I had to close and reopen it, all my character sheets faded away.
Oh, crap.
Reopening. Right, lizard folk, 2 lizard folk javelins are going to rain from the sky. One aimed at Rothbert and one aimed at Sundri. They don't like dwarves. But both, I think.
Yep.
And then, let's see, there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks on Sundri and 6 attacks on Lucian. So the attacks on Sundri are going to be represented by heavy clubs. The attacks on Lucian are going to be represented by spike shields. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And on Lucian, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go.
Ooh.
I knew one of them would get in there. So they're all just pounding away on Lucian from different angles, and then one of them just managed to slip in and crack you in the ribs. And you feel like one of the spikes go between your armor. I believe it is, let's see, the spiked shield is piercing damage, so you're not resistant to it.
Nope.
Then there's going to be 2 attacks on Rothbert. 1, 2. Yeah, they don't like Rothbert.
Fuck's sake.
And 2 attacks on Aroth.
That's 2
I
and
take 2
4.
points of damage from 1 spike attack. Or 1 heavy club.
I'm guessing that's 8 damage for me then.
Yes, 8 damage for Rothbert. Fucking metric shit ton of damage.
What?
Oh, sorry, 8 damage for Aroth. A metric shit ton of damage for Rothbert. Halved though, so just half a metric shit ton.
2 and 4, so 6.
Even managed to get 8 in on Lucian, and a couple in on... Did I get any on you, Sundri? Yeah, I got 21 for 5. So yeah, they all kind of come up, they're all like hacking at you.
So it's only 2.
Yeah, they're all hacking at you, smashing at you with different weapons. The lizard phalanx is in full effect. And then it's the Triceratops's go.
Just kill me.
Just do it. He doesn't know Murtin's there. Murtin's being clever and hiding. I'm gonna roll a D2. Actually, I'll roll a D. No, I think he definitely wants to charge. He's gonna roll a D2. Which is also known as...
totally charge Lucian and just run over all those lizard folk.
Squish, squish, squish. The 1 is Sundri, 2 is who? I'm really sorry, who?
It's okay, he's gonna miss.
Yeah, damn right he is. So he comes up. Dun, 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 dun. They're charging along. You hear like this big bellow from the Triceratops as he opens his character sheet. He barks like a dog. And then he's going to try and gore you.
Is he... That's a miss.
It is a miss.
I have 17 AC.
Oh.
Oh.
Nice.
So you, like, yeah, I think it, like, catches your armor. It, like, what sort of armor is who wearing?
I put my
or is this bark skin?
Chain shirt. No, it's a chain shirt with a shield.
I thought you were a druid.
And I'm a ranger who has druid. I took magic initiative.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, so he comes up, doom, swings his horn, catches your like chain shirt. Everyone sees who like lifted off the ground for a few seconds, like tossed around, and then you come off the chain shirt, or you come off the horn, you fall on the ground, stand up, and look down. There's a big like rended hole in your chain shirt, but the goring horn did not get you. It very much did a Frodo for you. And yeah, the drow short sword does hit, and I think you'd get your hunter's mark on that as well. Give him a wee stab as he goes by. Do you want to put that hunter's mark in there for us, Rogar?
What? Sorry, I zoned that.
It's alright, we know you're drunk, it's fine.
Not today.
What do we say to sobriety? Not today.
No, thank you.
Yeah, it gives an extra d6 in there. And also your Colossus Slayer?
I don't know if I would...
Is it once per round or once per turn? Yeah, so Colossus Slayer too. 4, so we're up to 14 damage. Yeah, you give him a parting stab, and the beast like roars in discomfort. As the Triceratops sort of screams in pain, you hear like an answering call from further away, and boop.
You got to be kidding me!
You see a returning group of lizard men kind of coming up behind you. One of them riding the back of a huge lizard. Well, large technically, but you know, pretty huge. Sort of riding the back of this large, like, Allosaurus. There's a big lizard man with like a spear who raises it high and goes, "Roar!" And I better not roll initiative for those two. Cool. Good job, guys. Murtin kind of goes, "Oh fuck, we got more incoming. Bring the Triceratops down quickly," and he'll help anyone attacking the Triceratops. In fact, can he help himself attack the Triceratops? I don't think he's doing that, so he'll throw his knife first. No. So, knife flies out. Throwing dagger. I just remembered he gets 2 attacks because he's a level 6 fighter. So, second dagger, because he just went, oh yes, I can fire twice. Okay. For 16 damage. Buries a knife in the Triceratops. The Triceratops looks really badly wounded, actually. So, I don't know if he... Yeah, he's going to say, bring down that Triceratops, and give advantage on the next person to attack it. Rogar.
I'd like to attack the Triceratops.
It's dead.
Advantage.
Yeah. It only had 9 hit points left, so like the knife kind of hits it. It turns to face Murtin, noticing him, snarls. Murtin hides again, and then arrow straight through the eye. The beast like blinks stupidly for a few seconds, and then drops to the ground, very dead.
All right, I'm gonna move up a little bit.
All right, you approach.
And I gotta measure it, but I think that's enough. Now I gotta move up one more step.
Just one more.
Just very casually, just licks the finger, raises it to the wind.
Like,
no, not quite optimal range.
And he's like, bonus action move Hunter's Mark to this new dinosaur.
Fucking Rogar the dinosaur hunter.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Dinosaur Slayer.
Does anyone speak dinosaur here? Just a question.
This isn't Dinotopia. They do not have. They don't speak the same way. Yeah, that hits it for 16 damage, like in the 16s. Yeah, arrow flies true, hits the thing.
These people cannot take care of a few lizardmen while I keep killing these giant beasts. God.
What do you mean, these people? Tiefling racist. Yeah, the arrow goes true, hits the dinosaur, it roars in anger. Like, you know, fuck you, you shot me with an arrow. And then it's its go. So it has a movement speed of a lot. Like this is a fast creature. So let me just do a bit of measuring. Oh, it's fast, but it's not 150 fucking feet fast.
It was calculated. I didn't move up that much.
But it does have a lot of movement, so it's going to run up to here, bringing the lizard king with it. So you see, it's like charging towards Rogar, like feet smashing along the dirt. Lizard king on its back with its like spear held high, going. It's going to huck a quick javelin. I think can do that. Yeah, 1 by or trident or 2. Yeah, it can throw a trident. So it is going to hurl a trident at Rogar for hurting its beloved pet. Uh, 16 miss. Yeah, this big trident just slams into the wall next to you, and into the tree next to you even, and it angrily howls in your direction. Next up, it is none other than Roughbert.
Okay, have either of these two been hit at all yet? Either of them wounded?
No, the ones that have been wounded have been killed. It's two fresh lizard folk before you. You can also see the big phalanx of lizard folk now to the other side.
Rothbard just thinks about the bomb he's got tucked in his pack from Jab, and nah, that's fine. I'll just go with the hand axes again. I'll go for the one in front of Aroth.
All right. Hand axe the first.
Hey, wow. There we go.
Yeah, 18.
Yep.
You bury it into his face. He doesn't die. He falls backwards for a second. Like you can see, you've knocked some of his teeth out. One of his eyes like clouds up and pops, but he gets back up, like holding his shield, ready to keep going. Blood drooling out of his mouth, and then you swing with your side axe, but you miss. So like he brings his shield up and defends the second strike, but looks terribly wounded.
Is it worth burning that? No, I won't burn it just for that. It's fine. I'll save it to the action search.
All right.
That's everything.
The lizard folk shaman stands up, pats his man on the back, and goes, "You're all doing a great job. I'm really proud of you. But I'm going to show you fucking magic." And it can't. I don't know why its voice sounds like that. And it's going to cast Conjure Animals.
Oh.
Yeah, that is the correct noise to make when you see that spell come up in chat. It's going to conjure up 8 giant lizards. None of whom have their health on for some reason. What was the giant lizard's health? I think it was 19, but I'll double check. That was a great noise, Lucian. That was just the noise of... Oh, no. That was the noise brought about by experience.
At least giant frogs.
I could do giant frogs. I can summon any reptile, so I could do giant frogs. Do you want giant frogs?
Amphibians. Reptiles.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. No.
Mixing that with the blood straight away.
So, yeah, he summons up a whole wave of reinforcements. Aren't you glad we don't do flanking rolls anymore?
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm just going to move this Triceratops because he's big and in the way. There's a huge dead Triceratops, but popping out of the Triceratops' body, like in a burst of gore and viscera, comes a lizard. In fact, 2 lizards pop out of its dead body.
I thought you were going to say Ace Ventura then.
One for Rogar too. Everyone gets a lizard. So all these lizards burst out. Do they get to attack this turn, or will it be next turn? Roll initiative for the
Says you roll initiative.
Okay.
You roll initiative.
Go have 8 initiative rolls.
No, it'll be just one big initiative for all of them.
I'm joking.
Giant lizard. Oh, this isn't the character sheet. Where's the character sheet? Right. At least they're not going right now.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. You might be able to do something about it. Lizard Man, like, cackles. Got this horrible, like, raspy, lizardy noise. And then it's going... I'm such an asshole. It's going to go prone. So no one can see it. Sundri.
If you can get out.
There is no escaping now.
No, if you can get 10 feet away from me.
You're literally penned in by lizards, I think, aren't you?
I'd really like it if he would start laughing and then forget to go prone one of these rounds, because then I'll deal some non-lethal arrow to the neck damage.
It is worth saying.
There's another leader now. It's fine.
And, yeah, anyone who's got a bit of an intelligence in their character might realize there's a second leader now. This returning one on the dinosaur looks also quite authoritative.
I'm working on it. Don't worry.
You're like, where's that Spirit Guardians when I need it?
That would be really nice right now.
So yeah, Sundri, what do you do? You're surrounded suddenly by lizards that are covered in Triceratops gore. A few more like pulling themselves out of the ground. See a few more like kind of pull themselves out of the trees to attack Rothbert and Aroth. Again, there's just a phalanx of clubs and spears in front of you. Sundri remains silent and does nothing.
Muted. He's currently muted.
You there, buddy? He's probably dealing with, real life stuff.
Well,
I'll tell you what, with this development, we want to take a quick break, so we're coming up to free. Anyone to go to the bathroom and grab a drink and stuff?
I would really like to run off to the bathroom.
Yeah, alright, yeah.
Sounds ridiculous.
Bathroom break.